also have?
Miss Vivian's not here.
Okay. But we have enough for quorum.
Yes, sir.
Okay. He's right over there.
Huh?
He's over there.
They got you X'd? Why?
Over.
Mike, you can
Sit up there.
I thought that's where you sat last time, Mike. Oh, anyway.
Besides, when there's 10 or more, 10 or less in a group.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the pink slip.
Okay. All right. We'll call the meeting to order. And please let the minutes show that the meeting was started at 6:30. The Jacksonville Planning Commission meeting of March 22nd was started at 6:30 p.m. That being the cause, could we have a roll call, please, Susan?
Councilmember Deets,
Present.
Commissioner Montgomery,
Here.
Commissioner Hall,
Present.
Commissioner Moore,
Here.
Commissioner Brittenham, Commissioner Twitty,
Here.
Commissioner Boland,
Here.
and Vice Chairman Brown.
Here.
We have 2 absent, sir.
All right, thank you. Then we have full quorum.
We have a quorum.
All right. Next item on the agenda, please. Approval of minutes from the last meeting.
Most to approve.
Second.
It has been moved and probably seconded that the minutes from our last meeting would be approved. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, so the minutes from our last meeting is approved. All right, look like the first item on the agenda is discussion on public hearing for rezoning 1208 Military Road from R1 to an R3. Petitioner Joseph, was that Yagos? Crazy House Properties, Horse Properties.
Crazy horse
All right.
properties.
The meeting is now open for discussion.
Hello.
Hello? Could you state your name, please?
Do what?
State your name?
Joseph Yegas.
Oh, okay.
I'd just like to have it rezoned because I got a guy interested in it. But in order for him to buy it, it needs to be R3 for what he wants to do with it. And if he doesn't buy it, I'm looking at developing either duplexes or apartments on it. It's surrounded by apartments, so I think that's probably the best use for it.
Thank you. Any other comments, concerns?
Joe, the guy that wants to buy it, what is he gonna use it for? Any idea?
Apartments.
Is it, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And
he's
if he
built
does
some-
it, you're gonna do it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, he's built some around, so
okay.
they're real nice.
Jimmy, any issues with the city doing that?
No, sir.
Okay.
It is, all the area around there, mostly are apartments anyway. So,
You know, I think instead of having a big vacant area out there, let's put some apartments out there, some nice ones.
Okay. Mike, what do you think? Makes sense? You're in the real estate.
Yeah, it's a good decision.
Okay.
Makes sense. Thanks, Mike. Got all them coming in there anyway, on Stanfield and all that duplexes, so yeah.
Yeah.
And we have very few rental properties or anything available right now in Jacksonville,
Right.
so revenue and tax dollars will be good.
Matter of fact, the new ones there that we approved on 161, just right there, you know,
Uh-huh.
forgot the name of them.
Is that before you get to Military Road?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
Right there by-
filling up.
They're very nice,
Yeah,
too.
they're pretty nice. Are they by barbecue shack?
Yeah, they're filling up, so.
Okay.
Mike's right, there aren't many rentals left.
Right.
And we have people coming in all the time from California and other places.
I don't guess we've had any concerns, people that live in that area complaining or opposed.
No
Right,
complaints,
I hadn't,
not with my office.
We did post it.
Yeah.
For opportunity for people, was a concern. We have, my knowledge, my office didn't get none. Melissa, we didn't get no comments, that you know of?
No, we haven't.
Okay,
I think we need, I make a motion to approve.
Second?
Rezone, 1208 Military Road from R1 to R3.
it has been moved and properly seconded that the rezoning at 1208 Military Road from R1 to R3 be approved. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, so the rezoning of the request is granted.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe, appreciate it.
Have a good day.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is conditional use for the property at the same address, 8315 Highway 161, C2 retail use from a from a C4 to a C2, correct?
C2 to C4.
C, well, it's saying C2 to C4.
Retail to C4.
Okay. The floor is now open for discussion.
That's that on 161 down a ways, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
not one down there. I think
Or-
it's a good call.
Yeah, I do too.
For that area,
Yeah.
yeah.
Tax revenues will be good, money coming into Jacksonville. Taxes, I think it's a great place to go down there.
I agree. Any issues, Jimmy? City got any issues?
No, sir,
Nothing? Okay,
we do not.
okay.
The, Jimmy, is that still having, I know some of that property down there has been built up with dirt from the freeway out here.
Yes.
Is it still subject to any kind of flooding right there where this is going? Do you know?
Melissa, I'd like for you to do a report on that. How much of that's in the floodplain?
It is, there is quite a bit of it in the floodplain. I'm looking for the map right now. It may all be in the floodplain, but that doesn't stop it from being developable. You can bring dirt in. Our ordinance calls for 2 foot above the base flood elevation. And that's, for the finished floor and any servicing equipment. And that's what they have proposed. We've got the plans, their grading plans and everything on that. And of course, they'll have to submit the floodplain development permit prior to us issuing the building permit. And that's all in the works.
Good deal. That's why I asked the question. I want to make sure that we don't end up with a situation like we did in the housing area out here.
All right. Any other comments, concerns? Then that be the case. May I hear a motion,
I'll make the motion to do a conditional use, 8315 Highway 161, C2 retail use, C4 zoning for Dollar General.
I'll second.
it's been moved and properly seconded that we grant the conditional use at 8315 Highway 161, C2 retail use and a C4 zoning. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. So the conditional use for this property is granted to the petitioner, Dollar General. Next item on the agenda is final plat for Track 3, JJ Kitchen subdivision number 2, and the petitioner is Dollar General. The floor is now open for discussion.
Yes, sir. My name is Brenda Ricks. I'm with Living Associates. I am the representative for the seller and the developer on this project. We are looking to combine the existing two tracks, into one to be able to do this development as part of the city requirements. We've also got our site plans and civil plans submitted to the city. I believe that's next on this agenda as well. So, our CUP, we're meeting all of the requirements at this point, other than a parking variance we requested through the Board of Adjustments, just about 30 minutes ago, that was approved. The site is wholly within flood zone AE. It has a base flood elevation of 250, with our proposed finished floor elevation being at 252.2. So that would meet the current required city 2-foot difference in the flood elevation. The site is, the storage is like 10,640 square feet, with 30 parking spaces proposed. The dumpster enclosure will be toward the back of the site with a wooden privacy fencing. There will also be wooden privacy fencing along the south side of the site as well as the west side to shield the commercial development from the residents next door.
Any questions, comments? To Melissa, to Sabrina, I'm sorry.
No, I'd like to say that I've always liked how Dollar General does their plans. The one they did out of Macon, we asked them to put a privacy fence in at the back of it because there was a housing area there. So I'm glad to see that they're putting the privacy fence up here to keep it divided from the residential property next door.
Okay. Other comments? All right. Then with that be the case, then I would ask for an approval.
Real quick, is that the maximum is 30 spaces?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Is that the maximum of 30 spaces only? Parking spaces?
That's what we've got proposed. It's pretty typical for the Dollar Generals to be in the 30 space range. It all usually depends on any other requirements that we're trying to meet. We typically try to just meet everything we possibly can, depending on if we have any drainage issues or street issues of that nature. But we do have 30 proposed. I think it's 106 that was required by ordinance. However, typically with our type of store, it's in and out, so people don't usually linger for very long. It's more meant for a convenience, I guess you could say. So we normally don't need any more than 30 to 35, but in this case, we had to move the building back a little further due to the flood zone and trying to meet all those requirements. So it kind of limited us on meeting any parking space requirements.
And next question is, if an 18-wheeler pulls on 161, you have to back in off of 161 into the parking, is that correct?
I believe so, but Marcus McNeese can answer that better. He's our architect on the site. Marcus, you there?
Yes, I'm here. The site is designed that the truck will pull into that front drive aisle and back in on our property. It will not be off the highway. It will be pulling in front of the building and then backing into that rear receiving area and then exiting when he's finished unloading. So all the unloading and unloading, backing and all that will be on the Dollar General property.
Thank you.
We verified that with our truck access software, so.
Any other comments? All right, that be the case, then would ask for a motion to approve this final plat.
Make a motion to approve the final plat.
I second. William.
It has been moved and properly second that the final plat for Track 3, JJ Kitchen subdivision number 2. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. So the final plat for Track 3, JJ Kitchen subdivision number 2 is approved. Okay, the next item on the agenda, site plan for that same property. The meeting is now open for discussion. I know there was lots of discussion, I think, regarding this earlier, or was it? Just for clarification now, where do we stand on this particular issue? Everything else has been approved, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. That be the case. This would ask for motion to approve the site plan.
Motion to approve
Can I
site plan.
interject
Oh.
before you make the motion, please?
No problem.
This is Melissa.
Oh, Melissa, sure.
There's a couple items that we at Public Works would like to have as contingencies. The developer has asked for payment in lieu of for sidewalk construction. With this so far down on the southern end of our city, and there's no other sidewalks, we're okay with that. The Public Works Director will work up an estimate to establish that amount. And also, drainage is currently being reviewed by our consulting engineering firm, and we're asking for contingent approval on that drainage design, that drainage study. Other than that, they're in really good shape.
Okay,
What about the, he wants to provide money in lieu of,
Installing that.
yeah, are you,
In the back.
yeah,
The bottom.
and it'd be specifically for
For
for future development. Has the fire marshal seen this? Because I know it's kind of down the highway there.
We'll let fire marshal review those plans before we submit a building permit.
Okay,
At that time, usually.
okay, good deal.
okay, if you could, just for clarification, Melissa, please, the two contingencies, I have one here, it's money in the bank, cash for
The sidewalks.
the sidewalks, okay? And the second one was,
The second one was approval of the drainage study provided.
okay. Drainage study.
Hey, Melissa, I don't understand the sidewalk on 161. I mean, how far is that gonna be away from 161?
No, what our code requires for sidewalk along the right of way from property line to property line, with this being the only commercial development down there, it would basically just be a sidewalk on their property. So what they are proposing is payment in lieu of construction of that sidewalk. The money would be given to the city to use at a future time instead of right now when it wouldn't be used. That's their proposal.
Thank you. Thanks,
And
Melissa.
the motion has to include that contingency, those two contingencies, whoever made the motion.
Yeah, I thought so, that's why I wanted to write them down. Any other questions, concerns, comments? Okay, that be the case, then may I hear a motion that would include the two contingencies, one, money in the bank / cash for sidewalks, and two, drainage study would be included.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
It has been moved and approved, properly second, that the site plan, final site plan for 8315 Highway 161, Track 3, JJ Kitchen Subdivision Number 2, that the two contingencies would be added, one stating money in the bank / cash for sidewalks, and two, the drainage study being included. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. The motion is granted. Then that be the case. Looks like that's the last item on our agenda for today. May I have a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
It has been moved and properly seconded that the meeting be adjourned. Meeting's adjourned. Thank you. Thank you all.
Good job, Dean. That makes it so